What was your relationship like with your father?
I feel like very early on, me and my brother had a great relationship with our father. I feel like my father really loved us. I feel like there would have been nothing in the world that my father wouldn't do for us. I still remember, lessons that he taught me. I still remember things that he said to me. I still hear his voice. I just think that my father becoming addicted, to drugs, pushed him and put him in a place to where he wasn't able to be the person that he needed to be for us. He wasn't able to be the father, that he could have been for us. They say that, crack addiction, especially back then, we talking about the crack 80s,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they said it's like a disease. Addiction is a disease. He wasn't able to really live up to the man that I know he could have been because of that.
Did you have that understanding while you were young, or is it in hindsight now?
It's in hindsight now.
Mm-hmm.
When you a kid, when you 10 years old, and you remember having a TV, you remember having a VCR, and then stuff is gone, and and everything is changing around you. It's nothing in the house no more, and you see your father on the block. You see him with the rest of the addicts, and it's just like, man, like, I remember times, being ashamed of him at points, being outside and trying to look cool in front of my little friends, and you dig your father, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
and it was hard because I went through so many different emotions at that point, trying to understand, what was going on and why us, like, out of all, why it had to be my father. I'm seeing him outside, and at times he would see me and he'd be like, "Yo, come here, boy," and I would be like, I would try to, like, toughen up and mask my feelings,
Right.
and this is when I probably got to a point where I started to hide my true feelings.